going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Courageous J, man, aka J Awesome Courageous Squad. What's good, man? Awesome crew, what it do?
Hey guys, it's your girl K Smiles. Just a quick side note ahead of time. If you hear me coughing throughout the video, I am a little sick due to being on the East Coast. The weather has been real bad lately, so just the climate back and forth. Sick.
Yeah, man. Hey, got another reaction video, man. This one was requested, man. For the life of me, Courageous Squad, Awesome Crew, the Lover Bees. Somebody help me out with this. Ross Capicchioni or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Capicchioni.
Something like that.
Capicchioni.
Yeah, man. Jonah Lucas
like
did a track to it, but the reaction video we got is of the actual story of the dude that he did the actual video and track about. But if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe. If you subscribed already, man, make sure you like and share. The original link to this video will be down in the description below. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into the video. You know, I can't get this dude name to save my life, though. You know what I'm saying?
Like
so somebody in the comment section, man, I mean, it ain't like they can say it with words.
Just call him C-Dog.
Yeah, C-Dog or something like that.
Alright, we're ready. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Alright, my name is Ross Capicchioni. I'm from Macomb, Michigan, suburb outside of Detroit.
Capicchioni.
Start with the story of
How it happened?
Yeah.
Well, it happened like I was a junior in high school, you know, 17-year-old punk shit. Just doing my thing, skating, hanging out.
What I mean is basically there's no...
This kid supposedly was supposed to be my friend.
I used to play
and I
that
knew
Tony
this
Hawk
kid
back
for
in the day.
10 years prior before
First
this
biggest
day.
skateboard
He asked me,
gang.
hey, can you give me a ride to my cousin's house, you know, down in the D? All right, yeah, well, like what part? Like the west side or the east side? And he's like, the east side. And I was like, nah, man, I don't got no business on the east side, you know? He's like, no, it's cool, man. Like the east side, that's like 7 Mile, like, it's like a third world country. The police, they won't stop and get out the car. They won't pull you over. If there's gunshots, they'll wait till everything's clear and they'll come pick your body up off the street and that's it. He's like, please, man, please. I'm like, no. So like a week goes by, you know, I'm still telling him no, like, because I had a feeling like, don't go down there. Kept asking me, I'll give you 30 bucks for gas, all this shit. I'm like, all right, whatever, you know, you're my friend. I'll take you down there. I go to school that day and I get out and everything seems normal. We go to the gas station, he gives me the money for gas, we drive down there. So I get off and it's just like, I get that eerie feeling like you're in a bad spot. But it's like broad daylight out, beautiful day like today. And we're driving and he's telling me where to go and we pull out on the street.
A lot of family up there.
You know,
That's how it
there's
really
people
looks.
outside and he's like, all right, that's the house right there. So he's like, you know, pull around back in the back. Like when I turned the corner to go right, like I seen it was like caution, like do not enter and all this shit, but I still, you know, because I knew him for so long, I just thought, you know, it's the D, it's, you know, whatever. There was a fence, like a grass area, my vehicle, and then houses right there. So it was like, nah, I wasn't in the middle of nowhere or anything. And like I get out and he gets out and like, it's only a couple seconds, I'm looking around. My ears are ringing, I'm like, man, that was close. And I kind of just glanced down and my arm's just hanging off like a zombie. And I'm just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this is, you know, it's not real. And I kind of shake it off and look again and it's just hanging off my arm. And I'm like, okay, then it kicks in, like blood, like flowing, like an animal. And then I look up and this kid's just holding a shotgun, like 10 feet away from me, just holding it right at me. And I asked him, I said, like, did you shoot me? And he just blew a hole in my chest like this big. So after that, I just dropped to my knees. I lost all my air. I couldn't see. I remember like being on my on my hands and knees, and I felt the barrel of the gun on my head. I felt this barrel just shaking still on my head, and so I smacked it away.
Popped him in the
But
head.
it was a shotgun, so it sprayed. So it still like hit me in the head really good, but it didn't blow my head off like a watermelon just to pieces. So after that, I got a little sight and I was like, okay, I'm still moving. Like, I don't know what's going on with my head, but I know I'm alive. And I remember I looked up and he was just staring at me and he took the butt of the gun and like smashed me in the face with it. Knocks my teeth out. like I fall back, but I can still see at this point, and I don't understand like how I can see because I have so much damage to like my lung and heart. I felt like these hands like in my pocket digging for my car keys. Like when he's trying to grab my keys, like I ended up on my stomach.
Like all the
And I look up and I see my
Jeep
Jeep Commander driving away, just driving away, flying away. And I said, okay, well, either I stay laid down in this spot right here and die, or I try to get up. So I try to push myself up, but like take my left arm, take it right out. So gunshot to the chest, bigger than a soup bowl, and then my head all mashed up. And I'm trying to push myself off the ground. Kept trying and trying, and I'm like, all right, you know what? One more. I'm gonna try it one more time. And I pushed up, and then out of nowhere, I felt these arms from underneath me pick me up. And I remember like swinging, trying to grab someone, and there was no one around. And I was just like standing up still, like a drunk, zombie, just like. And I got this like a shove, like someone shoved me from behind to go forward. I must have got about 7, 8 feet. I just fell straight down. Because I remember I hit the ground like on my stomach. I'm like, all right, well, I went as far as I could. This shit's hurting like too much. Like, let me just close my eyes and start relaxing. Sure enough, I closed my eyes and all the pain started going away. And then I'd wake up real fast and be like, this is not right. I just got shot 30 seconds ago. How's the pain stopping? And I'd be like, don't worry about it. Go back to sleep. That's a good feeling when you're sleeping. So I'll pass back out a little bit, and then I'd be like dying. And then I'd wake myself up, like my own voice, third person. Hey, man, get up, man, you're dying. And then like, I did that, and then I heard, hey, hey. And I like started hearing this guy, and he's like running over to me. So when I fell, there was like a probation officer at a stoplight, and he seen me fall out of the woods, like all bloody, broad daylight. Then I felt his hand on my back, like, hey man, you're fine, don't close your eyes, come on, the ambulance is coming, they're coming. And I'm like, man, like I just want to sleep, leave me alone, man. But then in my head, I'm like, no, you don't, because if you fall asleep, you're sleeping forever. And I remember like getting on the stretcher, and they're putting me in the stretcher, and just like the facial expression of the paramedic was just like, just a stunned look on his face, but in the same time telling me I looked great. I looked beautiful, like you're gonna be fine. And then it just like blacked out, and I went to like I was outside of the ambulance on my skateboard, filming it, like rolling telephoto filming of the ambulance, and the doors open, everyone's panicking, and I see my legs coming out, and like once it gets to my head, blacked out. I was pronounced dead on arrival right there. John Doe had nothing on me. They said, doc, this kid's, gone, and doc said, no. I'm here, let me try.
Ooh.
Sometimes it just takes that.
Yeah,
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, see, he thought.
Like when I was pronounced dead on arrival, like throw him in the body bag, he's dead. Like the doctor said no, like, I'm gonna try to help him. This man doesn't know who I am. He could have said, yeah, he's dead, all right, I'm going back home. He said, no, like, I feel something, I'm gonna try. Did the heart surgery, gave me 24 hours to, see if I was still breathing on the ventilator.
See, them look like the buckshots or pellets that still left on him from the 12 gauge.
After 24 hours, I was still alive. They fixed my arm and my head, and I woke up 3 days later. I remember like waking up, and it was still all white, like white everywhere, and I'm like, dead. I'm 17, I'm dead. And then it starts to like come in, and it's like I see curtains, like a freaking oxygen tank, and I'm like starting. Then out of nowhere, bam, perfect vision again. I'm in a hospital, and then I'm like tied down to the bed because I got the breathing tube in me. I got this thing pumping air into my lungs, so I start freaking out. But there was a nurse there the whole time though. I didn't even notice her because I was all tied down, and I just hear screaming like, "He's awake! He's awake!" And I see her like running out of the room. And then like running back, like 3 more nurses and the doctor, just this woman just coming around the corner, flying, like throws her clipboard in the air, runs up to me, oh my God, you look beautiful. Like, and in my head, I'm like, what do you mean? I look beautiful. I can't even, what's going on? Why am I tied down? And then she's like, all right, 1, 2, and like on 2, she pulled that thing out of my throat, man. I got to breathe again, like real air, like, of course I coughed up a ball of tar and BBs, but everyone was just looking at me like, you're alive, like you're breathing on your own right now. Like, what's your name? I don't know. What year is it? What? Who's the president? Huh? Is there any way we could contact anyone you know with a phone number? I was like, 2-7. Out of anything, my name, anything, the year, only thing I remembered after that was my father's phone number. For 3 days, my family didn't know. My father was outside, like, spraying out the garage, and he got the phone call from the hospital.
How you don't know unless he does this
Maybe
all
he
the
didn't
time?
live with them at the time. Who knows? Well, no, I'm assuming since he was like, my father didn't know, maybe he did live with them, but I don't know.
Yeah, how you don't know that it don't matter if they 18 and they still live with you. They missing for 3 days.
Trust me, I won't be blowing that phone up like,
Saying, I think we got your son, he's been shot, but he's alive. So, I don't know how my parents had it. I don't know how that feels, like you're a father. Like, so, I don't know, it chokes me up because, like, it's crazy, but they came down there, and I remember, like, I seen my mom come in and my dad, and I'm looking at him, I was like, Mom, you can't get mad at me right now. She's like, mad? You're alive, you're alive. After, like, the 4th day, they were like, all right, get up, you know, start walking, like, let's go. I'm like, let's go where? He's like, you're going home tomorrow. I'm like, it's been 5 days. He's like, dude, you're going home. What, do you want to live in a hospital? You want to go live your life again? I'm like, sir, I got a hole in my chest the size of a teacup. He's like, listen, Ross, I'll give you a tip of advice. You live through this, you're gonna be okay. Just go home, live your life, don't hang out with these kids anymore.
Right.
After 5 days, they sent me home.
Oh, I wonder if he saw him again. Oh my god.
So, like, I'm shot, you know? The parents are asking me questions. My dad's asking, what are we gonna do about
It's
it?
tough right here. It's real
And I
life
was like,
though. It
tell him,
happens
like, yeah,
every
I know who
day.
did it, you know? The next
People
thing, like,
getting shot.
out of a movie, like, these men in suits came in, and my dad's like, yeah, can I help you? And they pull out their, you know, badges.
The
and
men in black
FBI,
came to
you
get
know.
him.
They say the kid's name. And I'm like, yeah, I know him, that's who shot me. He's like, oh, could you identify him through a picture? I was like, of course. Pull out a picture of the kid. I said, that's him right there. He said, Ross, we have him in custody. I said, how? I just woke up like 2 days ago. I just learned how my name again, like how to talk. He's like, the day blank shot you, he called blank and told him. So this kid shoots me and calls his buddy and says, hey, I shot Ross, he's dead. The kid's like, no, you didn't, you're lying. Because imagine another 15-year-old kid saying to a 15-year-old kid, you know? So after they hang up, the kid he told calls the police on him. And he was met by
he said
SWAT
15.
team right at his front yard. Got him.
Young Todd Combs told him
And like
strap.
all I had to do was go to court
At
and
13,
testify
14,
against
15.
him. I went in there, man, in a wheelchair, head still stapled, no teeth, 105 pounds because of all the blood I lost, arm cast, and I sat in front of 40 of his family and him, and he couldn't look me in the eye. He had his head down the whole time, and I had to tell my story like this to everyone. That was the first one. I had to go back to final sentencing, and that's when I was healed. Like, so I walked back in the courtroom the second time. He comes out in a purple suit, top hat, cane, and sunglasses. This is the kid who shot me at court, smiling. While his family cheers him on, says, like, way to shoot Ross, called me a coward because I was taking the justice route. Like, I didn't lower myself to his standards and go try to kill him. I spoke, and the judge, like, looked at this kid and said, you know, said his name, and he said, yo, Ross, thank you. And the kid just looked at the judge like, what do you mean? He's like, because if you would have killed Ross that day, you would have got life in prison. But since Ross was a warrior and survived, you get a second chance, and he just slammed the gavel on him. He said, go have fun in prison for 35 years. Well, I found out that the cause of the shooting was because he had a joint
That's what
gang.
you get when you do stuff
That was his initiation was kill a random person. He had to pick someone,
That happens
so
for
he just
real.
thought I
For
would
gang
be
initiations.
the guy to pick.
But that person
That's the
didn't
ultimate
have-
thing. You kill a random person, they'll let you in.
Yeah, that
But then
happened
they
in
got you for life,
2007.
though.
About 4 years. And I'm telling you, the first two were the hardest. Like, it's hard, like waking up and knowing like someone tried to like shoot you down. You got to get through that every day. Like seeing people. Like, I get on a bus, public bus, I'm freaking out the whole time. Like I don't trust anyone on the bus. For a while, my mother had to like take care of me as like how you do an infant, like washing, changing, feeding. Like I'm 17 years old and I got my mom bathing me. I can't move, I got no hand, I can't talk, I'm all weak. And my dad and mom were like, Ross, like, come on, like the doctors say, like, give it time. And then all my friends like coming to see me, hanging out with me. I started getting more positive. One day I woke up and I felt different. Like, I was like, you know what, this is my world. That's when like every time in physical therapy, like I would try to do something, mess up, I'd be like, well, it's like a nollie backside flip. Like, you're gonna mess up until you try it and land it. When I'd mess up, I'd be like, nollie backside flip, and then I'd get it. Like, I'd do something with my hand and like put the thing in, and the doctor would be like, oh yeah, good job, like you did it. And I'd be like, So I like started living my life as like skateboarding. It's been working. I'm very blessed. I see it now. Like when before, I'm like, you know what? Like I'm so unlucky. Like I went through all this getting shot, and really, like I look at it now after like maturing and growing up. Like it just gave me like a whole new leg up on life and how I can live my life. And it's crazy. Like it's like makes me happy to be alive, and just like so grateful for everything. Like I just look at what I got. I don't look at what I don't have. Look at what I have.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, that happens every day, man. So, man, you got to make sure you be careful, man.
Yeah,
that gut feeling of yours is
go
there
with
for a
it.
reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's there for a reason. That gut feeling, go with it. I'm trying to tell you, man. That's crazy. That the dude told his buddy told him. So to let you know, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, people be hyping you up for stuff they wouldn't do. They got a mask on it. It seems like they would do it, you know what I'm saying? But they're hyping people up to do stuff that they wouldn't do it when they get too serious. It's like, well, this person has everything in their corner. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying, get got by the police, law enforcement, whatever the case may be. So let me go ahead and let them know he did it so that they don't come for me. And there be people that you done grew up with since the sandbox that'll do that. When times get that deep and that rough, man. So number one goal, man, always take care of number one first, and then you learn to extend a hand to help others. You can't help others if you can't help yourself. You know, man. But yeah, that was a deep video, man. So yeah, y'all send us more videos, man. That's it for the reaction video, man. It's Courageous J, man. It's K Smiles, man. Make sure you subscribe, man. Like and share. Till next time.